Hi again. Well, today's problem is that the passenger door lock doesn't work properly. When I flick the switch, all the other doors happily work, but this one, it looks like the locking mechanism is stuck or seized, or basically it's not working, even though the little lever here does twitch a little bit. So I'm going to take off the door cover, I'm going to get down to the mechanism, and I'm going to see whether it's repairable or whether I have to replace the whole unit. To get into this, the panel here, we need to first of all pop off this silver piece of trim, put a flathead screwdriver just in behind here, and off it pops. You will then find two screws here and here. This is Torx 20s, and unscrew the handle. Next we've got to take off the cover here, which is there's a little plastic cap which we just pop out, and in behind there we've got a Torx 5 screw. So the next step is to take this speaker unit off. There's a split just here which you need to pull forward this way and then slide the whole thing back along the window. So it goes like that, and off it pops quite easily. There's a little wire clip at the back here. Undo it and that's gone. So finally we've got to remove some screws. We've got crosshead screws on this edge, two of them, one there, one there. If you put your fingers underneath, you'll feel this one there, and there's two, one there, down that edge. And now hopefully the whole cover just lifts off like that. You will need to pinch and disconnect the window control like that. Now I need to get inside of this foamy stuff, and it's held on by this sort of sealant stuff, which if you get a nice Sharpie, you can just slowly cut it away like that. So with this cover now removed, that's now revealed the whole locking mechanism. We've got obviously the controls up here, runs through a cable down to the locking mechanism here. We've got the electronics connected in just here as well. So I need to get this part out. So the next part of this is to take the handle off, and you'll see that there's a little black cover here. Pop the cover off. Oop, that popped off. Torx 20 screw. Keep unwinding. Until you find this part just pops off. And then the handle should just slide, and you can remove it. You can remove it out. Okay, once you've got the handle out, there's another Torx 20 screw just here, which you should be able to just loosen off. Finally, we've got these three Torx 30 screws that need to be taken out. A little bit tighter. Okay, and at this stage we should be able to take the whole lot apart, pop off the cable here, and give it a little twist. And there we are, the whole lot's out. So there's obviously nothing obvious that I can fix. So I think it's basically a replacement unit, and you can see that this piece here is just not moving. although I can hear the actuator moving, so presumably there's something broken inside. So my new part, well, new to me, a second-hand part has arrived. I bought it off of a well-known internet site. This is an old car, and this is a non-critical part that has actually failed, so I don't think there's any point in actually buying new. Opening the box, it's actually in 3 pieces, which I'm going to need to put together. So let's have a look at that. There's little plastic clips here and here, and this part actually just assembles. What's the best way of doing it? I've somehow got to get that into there. And I think what I'm going to do is just clip it in on one side like that, and hopefully it will pop in onto the other side. There we are. On this part there's a plastic lug here and a little tag just up here, and that's got to go into this slot just here, and it also clips on to this metal part just here. So hopefully if I do this like that and offer up the second bit and just press gently, there we are. The 2 pieces are now together. They've sent me the cable, which is very nice. Now I've got to get it into the door. So reversing what I did to get it out in the first place, I'm just going to offer it back in like this, very carefully. And there we are. That went in quite easily actually, like so. I think I'm going to put a screw into here just to hold it in place for the moment, and then tackle the rest of it. Okay, that's that. We're going to start by putting the screw back in that we took out earlier. Like that. Now the handle slots back in, and you're looking for it to hook in to a metalwork just inside there, like that. Push forward, and then the back part of the handle just pops in, hopefully like that. And I've not hooked in successfully this time. You may have to put your thumb on the inside and move the mechanism to help latch it in. There we are, we're in this time. And that's the door handle back in. Torque screw just inside there. I'm just going to see if we can see it. So these 3 screws are nicely tightened up now. All the screws are in. I'm just going to pop the little plastic cover back on just there as well. So the last part of this would be putting this cable back onto the handle there. Only I've just noticed that the end here is broken, which means I'm going to need to reuse my old cable. And to do that, of course, I've got to disconnect it at the far end, and that's somewhat buried now because I've assembled it into the door, which means I've got to take the whole thing apart to put that cable end on. So, skipping forward. So getting this out is going to be a bit tricky. We've got little lugs that are going through the metalwork here and here. I'm going to use a screwdriver just underneath to ease the lugs out. That's one. Oh, and there it comes. Okay, now all we've got to do is just twist and out it pops. Discarding that one. Now I'm going to put this back into here, so it's locked in like that. Let's pull out the old tie wrap. This then should just clip in, which it does. And now I'm just going to put a tie wrap around that just to make sure it stays. And that's going to be done like that. Now that's nicely in place. Set of cutters, clip, it's off. Now I'm going to put the whole unit back into the door again. So that's it all back in again and assembled, and see this, it's working. Perfect. Now all I've got to do, put this cover back on, put the door cover on, and which is basically the reverse of what we did to take it all off, and that's it done. Well, there we are, that's the job done. It's the first time I ever did a lock on a car, so it was an experience for me as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it informative. Please leave some comments below, positive or negative, doesn't matter. I like to read them and like to get some sort of feedback as well. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, that would be great as well. And I'll catch you on the next time that either I break my car again or another little project comes up. Bye for now.